Uh, good evening, everyone. My name is Mukul Daya. So today we are here to solve a problem of LeetCode 1351. So firstly, like before going to the solving a problem, I wanted to discuss about one thing. Many YouTuber didn't tell you that why this problem we are solving it. Basically, like why many people also said that DSA isn't working in companies, or did not we use in a kind of a codes and all. But DSA also we have used into our codes. Like today I will give you a one real world problem also, and we will discuss about the question and its solution and the thinking process. And for like genuinely part, I didn't solve this problem. It is else it is written here solve, but I have not solved it yet. I will solve by go through the video. If I like stuck anywhere, so don't mind, I am also trying for the first time. Okay, so firstly we will understand the problem statement. So we will go line by line. We will write the inputs and output. So the input is like we have given a m cross n. So firstly, like if we have to think like this problem a story kind of a thing, or a real world problem, not directly like this is the problem, this is the input, this is the output, let's start solving it. So like that will give you an answer. You will learn the pattern and all, but like when it comes to a real world problem, you will at that time think and stuck at that point and just use a brute force approach. So we will think like a kind of some real problem into it. So we have given a m cross n and matrix with the grid. Grid means a 2D array, that only we call a grid. Is sorted in non-decreasing order. Non-decreasing means the first element is the highest, and then it go decrease. Both row wise and column wise. Row wise means 4, 3 and so on, and same with go if there are some element here. So 4, 1, plus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 0 will not come, minus 2 and this. So this is also sorted descending, or this is also descending. Return the number of negative number in the grid. So the problem is saying we have to return a number that are present in a negative, like this number and this number. Okay, fine. This is a problem. So like I will give you a one real world problem into it. Let's suppose your company have given you the task to find out the number of the flood area, like the risky area that are present in the map. So the data that is given to you is that let's suppose I am telling you. Firstly I am giving you a gist of it, what is it and what the graph are there. So there is one satellite here, kind of a ISRO satellite. Let's suppose this is a ISRO satellite that is revolving around the earth. So it is targeting India. Okay, so it is targeting the all the border of the India, or generally the sea levels, or generally not a sea level, all the points. So in order to like make kind of a thing at this point, at this longitude, what will be the point, what will be the range of sea level. What is the sea level? A sea level is a level where we find out a kind of a plane, not a plane exactly, a first point where we find out the proper ground of the plane, and like all the below that all the sea are there, and above that only land is there. So that is a sea level. So let's suppose our satellite are finding out the points of it. So at this point the sea level elevation, the values that are given is elevation from the ground is, elevation from the sea level is 0 here, right? Elevation means a increase of height, a increase of something, right? elevation from here is 0, but if we count here what is the elevation is probably a -10 or a something kind of a -10, a first land where we see, so the land is below it, so the elevation is not in a positive direction, it will be in a negative direction, right? So let's come to back again a story. Your manager gave you a task to find out the areas where the floods risk are high. So where the flood risk are high, where when there will be a like more water or like let's suppose if someone is standing here, so will he is in flood risk or not? No, but someone who is here or kind of a here, let's suppose not directly take this is the part, but if tomorrow here is a land kind of a thing, but this is also coming around below the sea level, right? If there is a land kind of a thing, this is the thing, and here the land, the sea level is below also, so it's a risky area, so the risk or the elevation is also a -10. So tomorrow like so your task is to find out the area whose are risky into it. So your the data that is given to is north to south and west to east. Now I have chosen kind of a problem statement that exactly lies to our problem statement. Why it is? It is given that our data is in non-decreasing sorted form. So here, now you will say how it is related to it. So generally the pattern that we see in the geography and geologists, so generally when we go from north to downward, the sea level increases. So we can see 4, 3 and like minus values are coming, right? So this way the data is into it. And also like if we see the kind of a thing, here is a land, but as we are going to from west to east part, the sea level increases that way. So that's why I have taken this problem and you can use into it. So I am taking one example of it. So I am picking one example. I have one example of it. Give me a second. I am bringing that example. So here is the example with me. So let's suppose this is an example. We have our 20, 10, 5, minus 10, 5, 10, 5, 8, minus 5, minus 20, 10, 0, minus 5, 35, minus 7. Basically it is an or it is generally happen also. This is a real data set. If there are kind of some elevation into it, but like in a graph, if you said it, so you are saying that on going to the like from west to north, here it is following that pattern, but what here now here it's increases. So let's suppose our satellite is only tracking this part of our area, then it will be valid, na? So kind of a thing, we generally don't find the whole area, we generally track some part of it. Let's suppose if we wanted to track only this part, what are the flood area, flood risk area, so this will work, na? So on this only I am talking about. So let's suppose this is the data set that we are having, 20, 10, 5, minus 10 and 15, 8 and minus 5. I am writing again, I should write before it, sorry for it, I am wasting your time. But at that time, don't waste your time, start thinking what will be the approach. Like if you wanted to count out, don't take as a negative number, or I will give you a pattern also. Don't think that this will be like only work on a negative number. Tomorrow if your manager, if you have a positive number also, let's suppose if you have a positive number also and your manager asks you to find out the number of employees who have the salaries below 10,000. So you can assume that we can assume that below 10,000 are the negative numbers. So this will be again a real world problem, right? So 10,000 minus 15 and minus 30, then goes to 5, minus 5, then minus 25 and minus 40. So first approach that comes into my mind, or like you can also think into it, how to build the mindset. Like if you wanted to count the if you wanted to count the number of the negative number, so by visualizing we saw that this is the thing, right? This is the thing, and this is the number, right? And these are the numbers, and that is the number, right? But computer is not a visual. It takes, if you use a CNN kind of a thing, then it can be, but CNN is cost again a time complexity is higher into it. So like if we wanted to find out it, so what can we do? Like if we in programming does not see directly what is the visual. We gave the some set of a number and we need to do a some set of a operation, then only we can able to find out the number of the that is given to our task, right? So if we wanted to say what is the element, what, like in order to find out the first element, what can we do? So if I gave you a 0 1 2 indexing 0 1 and 2 and then 3 0, again 0 1 2 and 3, let me choose a number. So this is the number of this is the first number that we wanted to track, right? If we wanted to track minus 5, how can we able to? We know that it exists in first row and second column, right? But how can we able to? There is one certain basic check. If it is greater than less than 0, then it will be a negative number, right? But how? Like firstly we need to check this thing, we need to check this thing, we need to check this thing, we need to check everything. We can put this condition, but we need to check all the element into it. So basic brute force is like traverse the element one by one. First traverse this thing, second traverse this thing, third traverse this thing, and fourth traverse this thing, right? Then it will be a, so like if we wanted to traverse each element, how we in a 2D array we access the element in the form of pair. Like first element will be a row, second one will be a column. So firstly, like we need to traverse on a row, like if row comes first, right? Row is coming first, so we need to be gradually, like if we see that this is also one cross one, right? So it is like this is a static number for a column, for a like for traversing on a column this is a static number, and for traversing a column wise, so this is a static one. So firstly we will do, if we pick this only the first row, what will be our task? Our thing is like if it is our only one into it, but it is a 2D array, so what will, firstly we will pick this array. So for doing this, int j equal to 0, and we will how much traverse, what is the size of that how many number of the columns are there? So the number of columns are 3. Actually the number of columns are 4, but we are taking a 0 based indexing, so we can write the 3 and we will do a j plus 1. We will gradually increase the number. So if our j is on first 0, then it will go 1, it will go 2, it will go 3, like this at 2. But how can we able to jump on this thing? We only travel for now is only on a 0th one. So on going to the second one, we need to put a second loop into it. Second loop will do what will it do? For this for inner loop we traverse into it, and for outer loop we are traversing on a row wise. So first row is start with we will start it with 0 1 2 and 3. So like now Now we will got a pair. This one will be a static for a traversing column. So I comma j. So it will come like this. If I is equal to 0, so what it do, we will pick this row, first, and this loop will traverse this part first. This will increase, it will go 1. After coming 1, we have end up with the traversing the 0th row, and we come to the first row, right? So this one again, if it is 1, so it will we will take this part and we will traverse on this second time with this loop. Okay, so the journal for it is like, if we write the code of it, so so don't check the syntax here, like I can make some mistake in syntax, but I am giving a algorithm of it or a brute force of it. Int I equal to 0, we are traversing for it on first leaf. We will traverse on a row wise for finding that thing. So I, how many, the row as you are given into it, that m cross n. So m is number of rows and this is number of column. So we will do m I plus plus, and we will close it, and now we will again open a bracket for second. Now we are picking that a particularly low and traversing on a second row. So int j equal to 0, j less than equal to n, number of the column, how many are there, number of the element, and we are gradually increasing that thing. Okay, now again, now what I have tell you, if we wanted to check if there is kind of a negative number, so basic check is check with the 0. If it is less than 0, then it will be definitely a negative number. So what we will do, if array of I and array of j, so this is the value that we got it, right? If that value is less than equal to 0, so this is our negative number. And now, like, if we find out the negative number, what we have to do, we have to count the number of negative element. So we need to take some static into it. We need to take some variable into it that can store a container kind of a thing. So we will take a neg val, and we will initialize with the 0. Let's suppose there is right now no negative number into it, and we will traverse. If we find this condition, we will just plus the number and we will move forward into it, right? And we will close the loop. Every bracket has been closed into it. Now if I ask you what is the complexity of this thing, like if we find out the complexity, there are two loop, directly we can say into it, right? There is first loop is this, that is traversing m element, like not like if you wanted to find out like the core of it, I'm explaining that also. Let's suppose we have an example of same example, like this example. How many elements are there? 1 2 3 4, and 4 row only. 4 into 4 16. So 16 times loops run, right? 16 times iteration happen, indirectly we can say, right? Firstly it will go, if on a one iteration it will traverse how many times? 4 times, right? On second iteration again 4 times. When it is 1, like when it is 0, do a 4 iteration. When it is 1, it again do a 4 iteration. When it is 2, it will again do a 4 iteration, because column size is 4. And when it is 3, it is again do a 4 iterations. So the total number is 16, right? So it is doing total 16 iteration into it. And like for finding out the complexity for into it, like what we are doing, if there are like how many row column are there, like let's suppose it is not a same square matrix, it is not a equal matrix. Let's suppose if we have 5 rows, So if we have 5 rows, then on fourth iteration again it will turn into a 4, right? So how many times? 1 2 3 4 5. 5 cross how many in on a single loop? For finding on a single loop, how many times if we do the kind of this thing, this how many times, like if it plus this thing, not directly plus this thing, 4 plus 4 8 8 12 16 and 20. So 20 times iteration happen if we have a matrix of 5 cross 4, means 5 rows and 4 columns. So in order to like get this number, what we have done, if we do kind of if I cross 4, if I plus all the things kind of a thing, and if we take out of 4 comma into it, and 1 1 1 plus all will give a 5. And what is exactly? It is m and this is n, right? So the complexity of it is m cross n. This solution will work, but tomorrow if like I am again coming to my real world problem. So again, like our satellites are like finding out the trillions of the points. Let's suppose this is the point, and this point given as sea level, and this is the point, and this is, and there are kind of a billion trillion points into it. If you try to like find out this thing, your system will predict to our like future computers and today computers are very fast, but like it if we wanted to track a real-time monitoring, like if there any spike came into it, we wanted to track that also, so we need a faster thing. So if we try to implement this will give a latency into it. We have a kind of a latency of 30 to 40 seconds, and it matters a lot because it is a cumulative kind of a thing. If first calculation is coming 30, then again it is adding up, and we won't know it goes to the 1 hour also, so it will be a bad solution into it. So what can we do for an optimal solution? So if I again like draw that matrix, and this time I am picking a small matrix. Let's suppose this is a value 20, 10 and 5 4 1, right? 20 18 18 16 12, okay, and then 18, then it will be 15 14, okay. Oh, this will not work because we have given that data set. Okay, this will also not. 10 9, sorry, 10 9 8, okay, and minus 1, okay, then 10, then 8, not again 8, I cannot take 8, 3, minus 1, minus 10, okay, again 4, I will take 1, I will take 0, I will take minus 11, work for me. Then 1, I will take minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. Oh, again this will work, this will work, this will work, minus 16, okay, and this will also not work. 5 3, minus 1, minus 10, but 8 minus 10, I have to increase the number of it, minus 3, okay, work from me now. Okay, now if I tell you if there are a lot of number, this matrix is of around 1 trillion from row and 1 billion on a column wise. Now that will be like kind of a task that we like our operation is also like our computer for now it is taking 1 second for calculating a 10 raised to the power 9 operations, right? In 1 second it calculate 10 raised to the power 9 operations. But like for this big number, let's suppose not at this number, if we have 100 trillion, because points are literally a lot, not they are kind of a this, so that will lead to a kind of a some delay into it, because 100 trillion into 1 billion, this will also lead to be a greater number of the power, so it will take time for calculating. So in order to make us some more efficient fee into it, like how can we able to only have a have a solution of, like if we wanted to say only in 9 operation, like there are 5 rows and there are 4 column. So if we go to the brute force approach, how many operation it is taking? 20 operation. But our manager said that make it optimal and we have to find out only in a 9 operation, almost the half of operation. Before almost it's definitely half or below in only. So lastly it was taking 20 operation, and now we will that the solution that we build is of 9 solution. So how can we, let's suppose if we are start from here, okay, if we start from here and we see that this is the positive number, so we know that this is the positive number above me, because we know that it is a sorted in a non-decreasing form. So if it is highest number, it is below that, it is some lesser than that, again lesser than, and again lesser than. So if it is a positive number only, we can see that there is no number that is present into it, right? There is no positive number that is present into it, right? So we can terminate this row, right? And we will jump to the next one. This is our first iteration, so one iteration, right? We will jump to a row wise, column wise. We will first jump to the column wise, right? Now we see the negative number. Up now, if I ask you if it is a sorted in kind of a again row wise, if it is sorted, like a bigger number will come here, or smaller number will come here, and if we find out the negative, so if it is in a obviously sorted in a non-decreasing pattern, of highest element will come first, then again. If we find out a negative number, or the element after that is definitely a negative number, right? So here we are approaching this, here we are using the same approach into it. So let's suppose this is the negative number. We have again a zero based indexing. For this it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, again 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is a 5 cross 4 matrix, right? So on this part, if we this is the row number 4, right? And column number is 1. If we find out this thing, this is the negative number, all the element after that is 3. How can we able to plus that element? Like how can I know that key how many element are there into it? What can I do? I know the column size is 4, right? Minus how many number of if I ask you, like at what point we are at 1, but this is a zero based indexing. What can we do? On jth value, if I plus 1, so 4 minus 1 plus 1, how many? Sorry for now. If you take this as a 4, and like if you wanted to find out how many element after that is 4 minus, because we know, I feel like minus this element, like let's suppose we are doing that thing, 1, right? 4 minus 1, 3. But if we like plus, if we wanted to include, oh wait a minute, 4 minus the previous element, right? That will be give me a number. But if I do this thing, so this will give me this part, right? So what can we do into it? We will just simply do 4 the column size minus at what index we are right now sitting at, we are 3. We now you are saying that why you take a column size, like you can take a zero based indexing, but if we take a zero based indexing like 3, the maximum size is 3 minus 1 and j. 3 minus will give a 2, but what it happen, 3 minus 1, we are excluding this part. If we do this thing, let from 3, this is a 3, and from 0 to 1, so 1 also included into it, right? If we do a kind of 4 and this is 2, let's suppose 1 and 2 minus 2, so we have also minus this thing. If we do this thing, we need to plus 1 also into it. Okay, you can do that thing, but we have to do plus 1 into it then. So what in order to do a directly kind of a thing, okay, we will go as a simple straightforward approach. But let me like erase it. So let's suppose this is a 4 cross 1, 4th row, and 0 0 1 2 3 4, right? So 4 1, and if we wanted to do here, so what we will do into it, 4 or we take a maximum size of 3. Let's suppose we take a column size 3 minus, right now we are standing at 1, right? And if we have minus this thing, so we need to do a plus 1 also to include this element, right? So this will be output 3 minus 1 2 plus 3, so 3 element will be there. Now after finding, we don't need to be traverse on this part. We know that before that it is, we have a positive element because we didn't find, so we will eliminate this row. How many operation now on? We are on a second operation, right? Now we, after finding out negative number, we will not jump row wise, column wise, we will jump row wise. So we jump on into it here. Now again I found that this is a positive number, so definitely the above element, all the above element will be a positive number. So we can again eliminate this row, and we can jump to this. This is the third operation, right? And now we are again, we will use this formula to calculate. We again find out the wait a minute, let me zoom little bit. So again we find out the negative number. So at what index we are? Column is 2 and row is 3, right? So maximum call is 3, column number we are on 2, and I have to add plus 1 into it. So 3 minus 2 1, it is giving me a 2. So lastly, when we are at here, we find out the output 3. So 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So till now I have find out the 5 negative values. So these are the 3 and these are the 3. Now if we encounter a minus 3 negative, we know that like no use of traversing like there, because we have already calculated it, and also we know that there is no element below also, right? So we will jump to the now again column wise, because I have already told you that all the element below it was negative only, right? So we jump to this thing and we again find out one negative. What we will do, we will same use this formula, and this formula like 2 cross 2, right? 0 1 2, right? Now we will use same formula, 2 minus 2 plus 1. So what it is giving to me, 2 minus 0 plus 1. Oh, At this point what happened, oh sorry, max size is 3, right? 3 minus 2, it is giving me a 1, 1 plus it is giving me 2. Again 2 element will be calculated, right? Again we will not jump to here because we know that all the element are below. If we find out the negative, so all the element, it is a greater than all the element of the previous, because non-decreasing format. So all the element here it is non-decreasing, and we have already calculated. So we jump to this part 8, right? And we again see that if we see again 8, so we know that this is like if it is 8 and we have calculated all the before way that we are going, or I am also one like missing one thing into it, like I am mentioning that here we take a 1 operation, here we take a 2 operation, here we jump here 3, here we jump to here 4, here we jump to 5 operation, and now 8. And now what we know that the all the element that are in this row below that we have already calculated, and there is no sub element that is present here also. There is no if we find 8, so all the element here will be a negative only, because it is a bit basically smaller than this thing. So we don't have to calculate here part. So what can we do into it? We will kind of neglect this part and we will jump to this thing. We will basically neglect this row, right? And we will jump to here column, and now we are on a like here we have taken a 4 5 operation, here we take a 6th operation, right? Again we find out that -1, so 3 maximum. What is the columns what is the column number right now? 3, right? Plus 1, so only one element from here, right? So what was the counter, that negative value counter? 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 8. So till now we find out 8, and we jump to the above one. Again we did not here also 12, so we know that all the element that are below it will be all the element that are here is already greater than we, so we can neglect this. All the element of all the element of above are almost greater than this, so we also in below element we have already calculated, so we can neglect this thing. So here we have taken 6, and our all operations are only 7 operation I have taken. So on now you have said that key you have to take 9 operation is the worst complexity, but in this input example we have taken only 7 operation. It will never go above 7, above 9. It will be always greater than 9. It will always smaller than 9 in if we find out that this kind of approach. Now we will write the code for it into it. So let me increase the size of it. So we take a 2 element, first one is I and in j. So where I will start from it, from like now your question, one more question, why I would start from here only, why I will not start from here? You can start from here, the logic is same, but their operation and the little bit that we have checked the negative value. Now we have to check the basically it will go to the worst complexity of this thing, like it will exactly take a 9 operation in order to find out all the negative number. I can show you that also, but like firstly we will see this problem statement. Let's suppose 0 and 4th, right? So 0th column and 0th row only, right? If and 4th row, like if we are try starting from it, 4th column and 0th that thing. So 4. We will at the end we will just directly replace it with the m and n. So 0th column, right? Now we will start a loop. What we have to do, int I. Oh, I don't have now. I know what will be the terminating condition. Like if I reach this point, if I reach out of the bound, or my I will also go out of the bound and my j is also go out of the bound, then only terminate, because if it did not terminate it, then it will go out of the bound. So what I will do, while I is greater than how many, the rows. Okay, I will take one more element, int row. How many row I have? 5. And how many column I have? Is 4 column, right? So it should be always greater than 5, right? Okay, I would write row here, and j would always be greater than col, right? And we will open that thing. Now we will go line by line. If we are on this element, like what is this element, like it is hiding into it. So this element is 4. Tick. Okay, this element was 1. Sorry, forget it. This element was 1. So if we found that the element that we are right now, it is 1, so we know that all the element above it is definitely a positive number. So, and this I am at the end, so also I didn't calculate it in it, so I can neglect this whole row. How to neglect this whole column? We will just increment the column number. If we are on a 0th, we will just go to the 1th part, right? So enter it. Okay, why it is not opening. If array of grid, so this is the grid, I am directly giving a grid. I first row go 4th and j, if it is the positive element, right? This is the condition of positive, and I am putting a condition of negative number also. If it is not a positive, then definitely it will be a negative number. There are only we have a use two numbers only, positive and negative, right? So if it is not a positive number, so it will definitely a negative number. So we will first put a check of positive number. What we have done, if it is a positive number, what we are doing into it, we are incrementing the column size. What I said into it, like if it is a positive, all the positive number, what I am doing, jumping to the next column. So j is 0, j is now 1, right? So j plus plus. So j first iteration it is 0, now it is jumped to the positive number. Now else will not go, if will run, else will not go, and next iteration, right? Now I am putting some values into it. I is 1 only, right? Right now sorry, I is 0th only, I is 4 only, sorry, right? And it is now 1, right? Now we have come to this point, and we find out the negative number. If we find out the negative number, our task is to find out how many negative numbers are there. So what we have used the formula, what is the this is the 3, this is the maximum size of it. How can we find out the maximum call size? If we know the column size minus 1. So here it is 4 column. If I do minus 1, so I can find out the 0 based indexing of it, right? So same I will do. What I will do, call minus 1. So this will give me a maximum index 0 based indexing column size, right? Now this minus, what I have done, it is current column number. Current column number it is of mine is 1, So current column number is j. This will be a j current column number, right? Then what I have done it is j. If I'm my and I'm not including this thing, so I have to include this part also, right? So what I have to do it from it is +1, right? I can directly here write a 3 because we know that it will be a static 4. I can we know that this will be a static. So 4 minus 1 3 minus j. So j will be here. We have jumped 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3. So we have find out the number of the negative element into it here, and we have already calculated all the element. Now we have already calculated all the negative number into it, and we know that if it is a negative number, we have already we are calculating the numbers column wise. So we have calculated all the column wise, all the column numbers into it. So what we will do, we will jump to the previous row of it is. So now what we are doing, we will minus, this is the one operation, and in second operation we will row -1, right? Not a row -1, sorry, I -1. So if we now do this thing, so it will go do and this, and this is the final code that will give us output. I will let me do some kind of formatting of it is. So this is the final output of it is. Now there is one edge case also, like if we didn't find any element, so if we find my I comes here, right? My I come here, right? Kind of let's take some example. If we come to this point and we didn't traverse the above, but our loop will be terminating, because if it is a positive number, what we are doing, we are jumping to this thing, and this jump will not happen because we have a condition of this thing. So if we try to jump, if row is it is a 3, and if it is +1 4, so this will break this. So, and we did not traverse, so we need to check that thing individually also. Like if this happens, so we know that all the element here will be only the positive only, right? So what we will do into this case, if it is a positive number, so we know that all the element, okay. So if you find, I think we will not encounter this kind of a situation, because if it is 11, so the above element will be obviously greater than if it is a positive only. I think we will not able to encounter this kind of a problem in it. But like for a check base, for a solution, we can put a one while loop also for individual one. Like if row it is this thing, so into this thing we only put we will put only this check here. We will do one more while loop for column wise, one call, right? Here we will, here it is not come I, here it is come I, and here it is come j. And for this thing, if we need to put a loop here of negative array of grid 0 1 and negative, right? So that same condition, this formula. And we also not calculated the number of the negative elements, so we take a new variable here, neg value, right? So starting with neg value, and here we will put a condition like neg value ng for now plus equal to. What it mean in general, if I do this thing, so final formula for it is neg value equal to neg value, previous neg value, right, plus that formula will new formula will be column size -1 column size column size -1, then column size -1, current column number +1, right? So this will be a final formula for us. If we remove this thing, so this will be a final formula. Here we are in decreasing the, okay, removing this part. Sorry, all the part have been removed. Again, my mistake. Okay, no worries. So here the next condition, that is I said to you, I -1, will store that value into back to the again I. So this is the final solution for it. Thank you so much. I know this is the big problem, and like it is a easy problem, but the video becomes too much big, but this is the core understanding for it.